100% operators are integrated AI into their platform?
I don't think 100% of the operators have integrated AI.
What are the first signs that tells you it may struggle scale in the future?
How much time does it take to integrate any third party service or any third party into your platform? And if they say it is months, then there's a first red flag. With the use of AI, can reduce like 15 to 20% of it.
And are they aware about it?
Most of the time they are aware about it. The operators that are winning are not the ones which are huge or big, are the ones.
So today we are joining by Vaibhav Pansambal, this Chief Technology Officer at KodeDice. Honestly, I would like to tell this to the audiences that we have been discussing about the technology, the industry shifts, the iGaming industry like since very long. And I was so shocked and astonished by the abilities and capabilities you have, Vaibhav sir. So we have decided to, bring you in front of the camera today. So how are you feeling to be a very first guest of our episode 1 KodeDice Present podcast? How are you feeling?
I'm pretty much excited. I am pretty much happy to have been as your first guest. I would like to share whatever I carry my experience for more than a decade now, and happy to hear from you.
Mm-hmm. And you must be excited because it's your company and it's the first initiative which we have taken,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
true. Yeah, true.
Okay, so we'll start with the bigger picture first because when it comes to the business, the industry trends and the technology is very important. So I would like to ask you, basically the industry is evolving very quickly. Every day there is a new technology is coming to the marketplace. So as an iGaming expert and as an iGaming industry is growing faster today, what technology changes do operators really need to pay attention now?
So, first of all, AI is something that is everywhere. But when I talk with operators, I feel AI is used just for game recommendation as such, and a little bit about detecting the player churn rate. But that's it what they are using. Second, I would see is most of the platforms are built on old school monolithic, which is becoming kind of a liability to them, and that is costing a much. Then second is I believe the speed of a data that matters, not the volume that much, because you need to understand player actions, you need to understand the data what is generated in output of it, and based on that you need to take those decisions, which is still a challenge to a lot of operators at today. And I believe responsible gambling is no more just a checkbox that you need to have on your platforms. The regulators are checking regularly, they are seeing what your platform does, what you're doing for responsible gambling, and all these aspects put together, I would say the operators that are winning are not the ones which are huge or big, are the ones who are making smarter technology decisions and adapting to new things. And I believe that is going to be a trend today and in coming future also.
Exactly, an interesting point because it's not always necessary to adapt everything, every trend into a
True.
platform, but it is
True.
necessary to adapt what is working for our business. That's what I believe.
True.
And the one trend which you really likely correctly said that AI is coming with a shift. I heard this term AI in my sophomore year, and after actually not even in my sophomore year, after the sophomore year, there was my classmate. I was doing MBA. So
Okay.
there was my classmate. He said you can create everything by AI. I was not believing into him that what is AI because I never heard this AI term before that. Then I started using it and literally AI stop. I was shocked and astonished by the abilities AI has. So basically AI is coming into the trend and booming every market. Not even iGaming, every other markets AI is booming. My
Right.
next question to you is: everyone is talking about AI, but from the CTO perspective, where do you believe AI is actually creating measurable impact for the operators today?
Okay. I think player churn prediction is one thing where operators are started building models, or there are some third-party plugins which you can put in your platform, which help you predict the player churn rate, and this might help you to, with the use of AI, can reduce like 15 to 20% of it. Then second would be
15 to 20% is the data point of view
yeah,
using AI.
yeah. And then there would be fraud and abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the platform are trying to use AI to reduce the fraud and abuse with their bonuses. Because I believe humans can't detect those patterns. Human can't detect a lot of things in terms of bet volume, in terms of how are the deposits and withdrawals taking place, the frequency and everything. Those patterns can be detected very well with the help of AI, and then you can detect the pattern which human and manually basis can't do it. Then third would be, I believe, responsible gambling. Uh, the human behavior on the platform, how the person is reacting to win or losses on the platform, is not something that can be done on a manual basis. I think AI plays a very big role over there. It can understand behavioral patterns, what players are going through, how rigid are they, how all those patterns can be detected with the help of AI. And I think AI plays a very can play a very big role in responsible gambling aspect. And then third or last one would be uh, dynamic bonuses. What we also have in our platform is not necessarily always we should give all kind of bonuses to all the players that are there on your platform. You can use AI very efficiently. You can distribute bonuses based on the players, the levels, their the betting trends, their betting volumes, and everything. And with the same amount of budget, same amount of allocation, you can have a good amount of ROI. Just because you are not bombarding each and every player with the same type of bonuses, you can do it very efficiently with the use of AI. I believe this three four things, if you are doing it the right way, the same budget that you allocate for your platform can give a better return on investments.
True that, and that's a very interesting take. On this, your answer, I would like to ask you that operators are actually integrating AI into the system. Are they aware about it? And I heard this from somebody that there are so many of the operators, every like 100% operators are integrated AI into their platform. That's so true. But most of the operators are not 100% utilizing it with the 100% potential of AI could able to give them.
I don't think 100% of the operators have integrated AI. Everybody would try to call them as an AI first, or they have integrated AI. It's just that they do smart segmentation or just building up a wrapper on something existing data point. But it is not the potential of what AI can do to your platform or get out of your platform, which most of them are still not aware about. And all those are legacy platform or old platforms built upon like 8 to 10 years old tech stack, which have a lot of data, but the data is in chunks, is segregated. To run your models or to build something on those data is quite difficult. So the newer players who are coming in market are adapting it very fast as compared to the old ones who are still on monolithic or those old systems.
That's a completely insightful take which you have taken, Vaibhav. And that's for sure. AI is everywhere, and AI is actually, operators are utilizing it, but not every operators are, taking it what it needs to be taken, right?
True.
And I'm just heading to my next question is the scalability, because scalability matters a lot. But when it comes to integrating the system, most of the operators are integrating which is outdated systems. So my next question to you is, while interacting with the operators, do you still believe they are stuck into the legacy systems?
Yeah. So I most of the platforms I believe which are doing good are built on systems that are built like 8 to 10 years old, and everybody says those systems are battle tested, are stable, are working well, our players are liking it. But I believe like it is all the time or most of the time it is a patchwork. They are duct taped, and that's the problem when you want to launch into a new market, or let's say your one payment system goes down and you want to take another one up, and if it is taking you months to do it, then there's a problem, because you are losing on two things. You are losing on a market opportunity that you want to capture it, and second, you are losing on the engineering efforts that you're putting for a month. So that is one problem. Second, I believe, is like uh, whenever you want to integrate AI into your systems, you need to have a data in a well mannered format which AI or MLs can consume. But those systems which are like 8-10 years old are not built in that fashion, or that those are not built in a way where that can be fed to an AI. And then there's a problem again. Every operator now wants to have AI integrated in the system, but they don't understand their data. That data is not in a proper shape or proper format, and then they have to do a lot of work, segregate those data, bring that data in a proper format, and then put it to AI, and that gives a heavy engineering uplift to your platform. And every time, nobody would like to call them like their platform is what we can say outdated. They would say like we are stable, we will have our working platform which is battle tested, and that's the problem, I believe. So they
And are
don't.
they aware about it? Most
Yeah,
of the
most of the
operators?
time they are aware about it. They are either stuck with the platform providers which have a long running contracts with them, and they don't want to migrate it to somebody else. That is also a problem for them.
And also, at what point do you believe that the stability start becoming the limitation for the operators?
Most of the time, like, all the platforms are built in or tested till a limited number of user base. Once they start hit the selling, then that everything starts falling. Then your system, like payment system fail, your KYC system fail, or let's say you have a big football event or a football match happening, and there is a peak traffic that is coming on to your platform. Then there is a problem which you can't identify, or you don't identify, or you have not tested your platforms what are the upper limits that you have taken place, and that is where it creates the problems.
It's interesting because most of the companies operators doesn't wake up one day and they realize that the system is outdated now.
So
They eventually get an understanding. Eventually, how that their business will gonna get grown.
yeah, so
Right?
tech trend has been growing very fast. There are a lot
Mhm.
of new technologies coming into market, a lot of new innovations that are happening in terms of AI, in terms of data, in terms of integrations, in terms of all the third parties, which things you are doing manually can be outsourced, or which can be done with the integration of a third party, which will help you reduce the manual efforts that you're doing. But then if you are stuck with your platform provider, or with you are stuck with some dependencies on people, then that is a problem for your platform as such.
So now, great insights so far, Vaibhav. So now we have spoken about the AI. After that, we have spoken about the legacy systems which operators are stuck into it or not. Now we need to move into the scalability of the operator's platform, right? So my next question to you is, when you evaluate a platform, when operators evaluate a platform, what are the first signs that tells you it may struggle scale in the future?
Whenever I talk with any operator, or whenever I discuss with any operator, first thing I would ask them, or with with any of the person would, or not just being iGaming, what is the time of any integration, or how much time does it take to integrate any third party service or any third party into your platform? And if they say it is months, then there's a first red flag. Because at the speed of technology what we are going, it shouldn't be months, it should be days. Not days, but at least weeks. If it is more than a month, then there's a problem. Then second I would believe is, uh, how are your deployment cycles? So if it is person dependent, if it is, let's say, our team don't deploy on weekends, or let's say if they have to check, or they take approval from 5 different departments, then there's a problem, because your team is either not confident about the delivery, you can't do it faster, you have to wait, or have a person dependency where a senior audit happens and then your platform goes, or your build goes live. So these are the one that are major problems. And I
So
would
can't
believe
we actually directly implement it automation rather than the human efforts into it?
there are a lot of things everybody can do that, and people like newer platforms are doing it. We also do it for all the operators. When we onboard them, we do it, but then there are problems with the existing ones who either are looking to migrate, or who are facing problems, they would see. Last but not the least, I would say database is also one of the problem. Let's say if I go and look at any particular database of any platform, and if I see all the data is residing into a single database, let it be game data, let it be your transaction data, let it be your players' data, everything is residing into a singular database, then that is also a problem. You should have a segregated different services, different databases doing different activities. That will help you stabilize your platform. That will help you do a better integration. So I believe these are 3-4 factors which I would evaluate when I have a word with any new operator coming into it.
And also, you mentioned the long integrated timelines will
True.
hamper the scalability. So, what would be the healthy timeline for the operator?
Uh, I believe like payment integration should not take more than 3 to 4 days is what we have seen, we have done, we have tested. Any third party game aggregation should not take more than a week or so, or any KYC provider if you want to change is like 3-4 days of our work is what I believe based on the experience for the last few years what we are doing it for different operators.
Okay. Insightful, really insightful so far, Vaibhav. And those are the things which operator needs to understand how to make their business in terms of the scalability, in terms of integration of AI and every other aspects,
True.
right? And now before we wrap up, I wanted to make this conversation a little bit fun. So it's our rapid fire round. I don't want you to think about it too much. I want just a one word answer from you. Okay? Ready when you are? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. One technology buzzword in the iGaming that's currently overused.
Of course AI.
It is because in our conversation, the 50 to 60% conversation is
Around the
dependent
same thing.
in the AI only.
True.
The second question is one feature operators ask most often. One feature.
Bonus and promotion engine is something.
So before implementing the platform, they're asking about bonus.
Yeah, because they want to
That's
have the
hilarious.
retention and to bring players to your platform, you need bonuses and promotions.
Okay. Platform stability or speed of innovation?
Platform stability.
And why is it so?
If your platform is stable, you will be able to retain player. You will be able to bring a long LTV from them.
Okay, so here you have to complete the sentence. The future of iGaming belongs to the operators who
use tech in a smarter way.
Oh, exactly, because most of the operators are using it, but not in a smarter way. To that, what's harder, launching a platform or scaling one?
With us, launching is easy, I believe. Scaling depends upon the operator.
And if you weren't building an iGaming technology, what industry would you love solving problem for?
I would rather, I'm not sure about the industry, what I would solve problems for, because I have been focused a lot into iGaming for a very long period of time right now. But I would believe I would play a good role into techno sales or product manager role or a product owner role. So I would be taking up any product or any domain that would eventually help solving bigger problems.
Not bad, Vaibhav. You managed to answer it really well. So before we finish, I would shift the gears to the SBC Summit Americas because you're heading there. I am excited. Everybody's excited in the KodeDice.
True.
Then in the KodeDice is heading to the SBC Summit Americas. What are you most excited to showcase and discuss the industry there?
Okay. So I am excited for SBC Summit Americas.
Even I am excited for it.
Because we are coming up with a long product line. We have our flagship product Logan. We have our product which is specific for sweepstakes, that is Logan Sweeps. Then we have built in last few months as a lottery system. We are working on a single API for game aggregation. Prediction markets are a buzz. We have built a product around that, so we are showcasing that. And then we are working on an AI assisted bonus and promotion engine, so which can be integrated into existing operators or existing platforms. So we are coming up with that. So these are a few product lines which we are promoting or which we will be showcasing. We have some of our existing customers, operators who are going to visit us at the booth, because most of them are from.
So they will be also there in the SBC.
So they are visiting us because we have not met them face to face a lot of times, so they would come and meet us. There are few from US, there are few from Latin, so we'll have a word with them, and there are some good prospects we have been discussing for a couple of weeks, and they would like to have a product demo directly with them, and so that is how it is. So if anybody who is interested or who wants to launch their casino or sportsbook, I would really ask them to visit the booth number 830 and see how we can launch it at $0.
I think that is the reason which you said in the rapid fire round, that launching a platform is harder. So you are helping the operators to launch the platform at $0, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So great insight so far, and Vaibhav, thank you so much for joining us and sharing
Thank
your
you for.
insights. Any parting words you have?
No, I would say like launching requires a great energy, great efforts, and you need to have due diligence at multiple level. We are not just helping with the platform right now to our operators. We are helping with 360-degree. So you don't need to go and visit every other integration providers. So whether it is you want to acquire licenses, whether you want to have payment gateway integrated, whether you want to have KYC, games, sports, anything. So we have a solution 360-degree. We
One
have
stop
a
solution.
one-stop solution. So we have everything on our. We do have good partner network which we have built for a very long period of time. So operators who are coming to us don't need to do a due diligence at each level, so we can have those partners or integration done very easily, and they can openly communicate with them because we have reviewed them. We know how it goes with them. We know exactly what rates need to be paid. So operator wins with us is what I believe.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vaibhav. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us.
for your time.